Hello, welcome. How's everyone today? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome. What are they playing?
Here's a good girl.
I am. Meow. You really look for like better and stuff. Anywho. What? Welcome. How are you doing today? Ooh, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, this is so... I so want to get this. What is this? Halo Reach Scout? Nah. Arms? Or what's this? Alright, there we go. Options here. Extra, let's go to customization real quick. And see here. Yeah, to anniversary. Left shoulder. Right shoulder. Ooh. This is more sleeker, but this is more bulkier. That's cool. Okay, this is cool. Anywho, I wonder if I can possibly rig like a kind of like a live model where I still have this like controller layout for my screen for my stream, but also it's attached to my like avatar or stuff like that. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to do that one day. All right, let's do this. So I can go. Oh, real quick. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Find the control room. Ooh.
Flood dispersal pods. Control room's at the top of that tower, Chief. Go! There should be ramps that lead to the top. Check the other side.
Oh shit. Holy shit. Alright, come on. Oh shit. There's another gun here, right? Alright. 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 Holy shit.
I got you covered, Chief. Meet you at the top of that tower. Keep moving, Chief. I got your back.
Alright. Oh, you.
Crawling all over that tower. Watch yourself. Spark, you in there? Open the damn door.
Of course, Ridley. Just as soon as you dispose of all toxic blood groups. I'm afraid contamination protocols do not allow for...
Yeah, I hear you.
Was that the monitor? You didn't tell me he was here.
Yeah, don't tell you a lot of things.
Well, we are finally doing what he wanted. Here's a good cow.
Quiet.
Fleets of thousands consume the galaxy of flesh and mind and bone.
Oh shit. All right. Sorry.
Open up. Ghost is clear.
Not for long. I'm tracking additional dispersal pods. They'll be hitting any minute.
Chief, Arbiter, let's move. Damn!
I betrayed y'all. Eh, it's all for nothing.
Grab a target.
Good.
Do I take life or give it? Who is victim and who is foe?
It's trying to rebuild itself on this ring.
Oh no. I gotta stop him. Oh. Oh no.
Yank me, Chief.
I'm not gonna lose her, too.
Oh boy.
Oh, hello. Wonderful news. The installation is almost complete.
Terrific.
Yes, isn't it? I have begun my simulations. No promises, but initial results indicate this facility should be ready to fire in just a few more days.
We don't have a few more days.
But a premature firing will destroy
Here's a good
the ark.
girl.
Deal with it.
Yeah, I am.
Unacceptable! Unacceptable! Absolutely unacceptable! Protocol dictates action! I see now that helping you was wrong! You are the child of my makers, inheritor of all they left behind. You are Forerunner. But this ring is mine.
Oh shit.
I take no pleasure in doing what must be done. You do not deserve this ring. I have kept it safe. It belongs to me.
Not for long. Kick his ass.
That's my reason. My eye. You need to blind me. Stop now before one of us gets hurt. Damage! And hurt me later. Accept your legacy. I am the monitor over installation 04.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I'm getting you out of here.
No, you're not. No, don't let her go. Don't ever let her go. Send me out with a bang.
Shit. Shit.
Chief, I'm so sorry.
Boop. Ooh. Perfect timing. We need to go. We need to go.
I am sorry, Spawn. But come. Even in death, your sergeant guides us home.
Dawn. Of course. The frigate. We still have a chance.
Alright, let's do this.
Don't let this ring be the end of us, Chief. Find the doorway in the cliffs, Chief. The dawn is on the other side. There! Johnson's warthog.
Oh boy. Let's fucking go. This is the end.
See that doorway further on? Get to it.
Oh shit. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go! Oh shit. Oh, let's fucking go.
Charging sequence at 30%.
Oh, let's fucking go. fucking go! Let's fucking go! Oh, that's electric.
70%. Charged.
Let's fucking go! Oh, fucking god. Oh shit.
90%. Firing sequence initiated.
Oh, fuck you.
Got it, Chief. Jump. Floor it. Right into the hangar.
Okay. I had to fly to there.
For us, the storm has passed. The war is over. But let us never forget those who journeyed into the howling dark and did not return. For their decision required courage beyond measure, sacrifice, and unshakable conviction that their fight, our fight, was elsewhere. As we start to rebuild, this hillside will remain barren, a memorial to heroes fallen. They ennobled all of us, and they shall not be forgotten.
It should not be forgotten indeed.
Reset! Up!
I remember how this war started, what your kind did to mine. I can't forgive them. But you have my thanks for standing by him to the end. Hard to believe he's dead.
Were it so easy. Things look different without the prophet's lies clouding my vision. I would like to see our own world, to know that it is safe. Fear not, for we have made it so. By your word, Arbiter. Take us home.
Aww. Aww. Dude.
Here's a good girl.
I am. Ooh.
Chief? Can you hear me? I thought I'd lost you too.
What happened?
I'm not sure. When Halo fired, it shook itself to pieces. Did a number on the Ark. The portal couldn't sustain itself. We made it through just as it collapsed. Well, some of us made it.
Oh.
Bet you did it. Truth and the Covenant, the Flood, it's finished.
It's finished.
I'll drop a beacon, but it'll be a while before anyone finds us. Years, even. I'll miss you.
Wake me when you need me.
Oh. Holy shit. So, new unlocks. One item. A new unlock? Oh, I can customize. Lizard. Spartan. Mess. Halo 3. Halo ODST. Halo 4. Also Halo Reach. Which I believe are coming up. Oh, this is Halo 2. Okay. Ta-da-da. Beta strain. It's like, what is this server? I'm sure most of these are like Halo 2 stuff like that. Anywho, that was fucking campaigns. Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST. The play kind of playing like in order of releases: Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, ODST. And then ODST. Halo 4 was not made by. So it was Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and then Halo 4. So, next stream we're gonna be doing some Halo 3 ODST. Yeah. Your boards. Is it like player ID, something like that? Avatar, yeah. Zero 117. Go on the arc. Yeah, 4 Terminal 1, Requiem. Locked Avatar. Delta. Complete Midnight. There's a lot of avatars. Anywho. Oh, let's see time. Okay, we're moving on to. Oh, good. Let me switch you. All right, we're gonna be moving on to what's again? Oh yeah, we're moving on to YouTube reaction. If I can speak, thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anywho, yeah, moving on to YouTube reaction real quick. Let me just pop everything right open. Allow me to. To do alright. To do is
Here's a
just.
good cow.
I am. Yeah. Okay. You switch it to just Channing. Alright, there we go. And here we go. What the fuck? What's going on? YouTube. Not BC Face. YouTube. Thank you. Not that. Not that either. There we go. OBS is kind of confusing sometimes. Should need to get their monitor just in case. If I can afford it, that. Anywho. Meow. Yeah. Holy shit. That was fucking epic for Halo 3. I have been giving too much parallel. Red, don't make me regret giving it that kind of power. I've heard in response to I know. Red, who is a good girl? You are. You are. Good girl.
Hayden. I'm still friends with him today. However, that is not how you spell his name, so that's kind of disrespectful. But look at this lore. Dear Hayden, you are probably wondering where I am. Well, I have gone to fight the Wither, so I will not be back for a while. While I'm gone, you need to feed my cats to make sure everyone is safe. From Ryan. What else should we look at in this world? This bridge is very...
And here.
Over the decades since its release, people across the speedrunning community have dissected and studied everything you could possibly ever want to know about Super Mario 64 and how its mechanics work. This level of understanding allowed for insane speedruns, such as the zero-star tool-assisted speedrun, or TAS for short, in 4 minutes and 20 seconds that, despite its short length, required Bismuth to dedicate 38 entire minutes to explaining it. These explanations sound at times like they are describing completely made-up concepts, like the infamous parallel universes, so it can become quite difficult to follow everything that is happening on the finest levels of detail. But what if someone with ill intentions were to combine this technical knowledge with people's blind trust in experts in order to fabricate lies? Enter 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬. Have you ever wondered why all of these restrictions are in place for SM64 speedruns? And what even is the hold-L glitch? The reason behind why this particular SM64 speedruns. And what even is the hold-L glitch? The reason behind why this particular glitch is banned is the speedrunner 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬, who was active during the early days of speedrunning around 2009 to 2011. By the way, I apologize for the relatively low amount of direct footage from 2009, because back then basically no one was actually saving stream VODs, and also JJ ended up deleting all of his YouTube videos, but we were able to save at least a few of them, so I will have to milk the few clips that we have for all it's worth. Sorry. After starting his speedrunning career in 2009,
I understand.
was not particularly known for setting many or even any records at all, but that is because he mainly focused on finding new tricks and skips. Whenever any category of any speedrun gets seemingly pushed to its limits, it is always the glitch hunters and skip finders like Sockfolder, who was the first one to find a consistent setup for canonless, who pushed the speedrun to the next level and allow for new time barriers to be broken. Let's take an example. This is the starting section of Bob on Battlefield. To the right, you have both a ramp and an elevator that lead to the upper section of Bob on Battlefield, where speedrunners will usually perform the bomb clip to grab the star behind the chain chomp skate. To the left is a path under the tilting bridge that speedrunners will use to quickly climb the mountain. Climbing up the slope, however, can be somewhat slow, and this is where 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 made his first move. If we go back to the very start of the stage, we can see green hills to the side, which seem to simply function as the barrier of the stage and mark where the playable area ends. For speedrunners, however, this is not just a hill, but a slope. And slopes are full of untapped potential just waiting to be unleashed. By sliding down the slope on Mario's butt, he will quickly gain a lot of speed that can then be preserved by jumping off the slope. The speed, however, would of course be lost once Mario landed. However, there are various tricks, such as most notably the speed kick, which allows Mario to conserve his speed for a little while and not lose it all immediately. And then what do we do with that speed? We jump really high. As Bismuth already pointed out in his zero-star task explanation video from earlier, Mario's double jump gains more height the more speed he has. Therefore, you could slide and jump off a slope, do speed kicks to conserve your speed while you position Mario where you need him to, and then unleash that speed into a massive double jump that reaches all the way to the upper part of Bob on Battlefield. Here you can then further conserve your speed with a glitchy wall kick and another double jump to more quickly reach the Bob on Tower. While this sequence of moves has been examined before and was at the time known as a theory, 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 would be the first person to actually execute all of these moves in real time, even the glitchy wall kick, which is the hardest part of the entire sequence. Even to this day, this level of movement is mainly reserved for tool-assisted play, so was 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 really that good? Or was he playing on an emulator and made the rookie mistake of trying to pass off clearly inhuman task movement as inputs done by a real person? Well, There was one major problem with this theory. 𝙂𝙤902 was playing on a real Nintendo 64 with a Super Mario 64 cartridge. It was of course well known you could just play a modified ROM of the game on an emulator, but 𝙂𝙤902 always played on a real Nintendo 64 using an SM64 cartridge, so clearly his input must have been legit. And beyond that, JJ's knowledge of how the game worked seemed to be on a different level entirely for the time. Today, with all the extensive knowledge we have, we do for example know that precise slide kick cancels could actually conserve and even gain speed, but JJ was already using the strategy back in 2010. Since the exact mechanics of this were not yet understood and similar movement options like just long jumping seemed to be just as fast, people did not pay much attention to this strategy. Most speedrunners thought that these slide kicks were simply another quirk of his. And I say another because JJ would often bookend some of his statements, explanations, or even just to fill the air after he made a mistake by using this one phrase that he loved way too much. Let that sink in.
Oof, let that sink in. Oof, let that sink in. Let that sink in.
At least it's good to know that since the early days of speedrunning, our collective humor has evolved drastically and we aren't simply repeating the same words and phrases for comedic effect. Maybe speedrunners should have taken it more seriously back then, however, as this was just the beginning of the madness. 𝙂𝙤902 would make video after video about various skips and tricks that he reported to have found, and each and every one of these would require insanely precise inputs. He would attempt to teach people why these inputs have to be so precise by talking about the game's code and hex values, but he would then actually perform these skips on his N64 to prove that they are in fact legit. These tricks would include, but were not limited to, storing and then triggering a second backflip in mid-air, clipping through the bottom of Peach's slide by exploiting a misalignment, the frame walk, which people do actually use in some places nowadays, specifically in 𝙂𝙤 𝘼𝙬.
Plugged in as well. There he goes. Here he goes.
A different method of cannonless. Massing on the... And he's made it.
Yeah, he's in there.
And a way to use the slide kick to gain even more speed than should otherwise be possible, dubbed the JJ slide kick. I need to understand that some of these, like the framework I mentioned, are legitimate and used to this day, so whenever people did try out what he showed off in his videos, they would sometimes find success. So people naturally assumed that these tricks simply required an insane amount of precision that would take a lot of effort and focus to learn and execute, and that JJ, with his intimate knowledge of the game's code, had an advantage in not just finding, but also executing these strategies. And that was also usually the reaction whenever people weren't able to actually replicate what he was demonstrating, and why he was not more closely examined at the time. Besides, most of these were more like little curiosities, or at best some extremely risky ways to save just fractions of a second that were not worth using anyway, even if they would work. It's not like he suddenly found tricks that would revolutionize all of Super Mario 64 speedrunning. More video essays like this are in the works, so if you enjoy what you're seeing, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you very much.
Yep,
okay, so this next one is admittedly a bit far out there, or rather, far up there. This is the JJ triple, or simply known as the TTM upwarp, even though it's not technically an upwarp. For this trick, he reported using a highly specific spot at the beginning of 𝙁𝙁 Mountain, where two polygons were visibly not aligned correctly, and by abusing a misalignment between them and an absurdly precise angle on the control stick out of 65,000 possible angles, Marty would gain an extreme amount of vertical speed, allowing him to jump to the top of TTM. People back then probably felt the same about this as they did about Pankirk's explanations of parallel universes, but unlike him, JJ's TTM upward video did not become a well-known video the world over. Speedrunners simply tried and failed to replicate this trick, and every time someone asked JJ about what they were doing wrong, he would simply state that they just weren't aligned to the correct subunit, and other such explanations. Despite this trick's seeming impossibility, JJ's success rate at hitting this trick on his N64...
The fact that JJ doesn't even go into detail of how it works, what's he doing wrong, he could do better, is a major factor and major red flag that he's lying and cheating the game in speedrunning.
Was around 2%, which is actually much higher than it sounds when you keep in mind that everyone else had 0% success rate. This now meant that JJ had the ability to set IL world records for TTM that no one else would be able to beat, cementing himself as a speedrunner that was operating on a completely different level than anyone else. Of course, looking at the title of this video, you already know that this trick was never legit, but how did he still manage to pull it off on a real N64 console? Now, some of you might already be thinking, what if he actually made a video of tool-assisted speedrun and then simply played it back on his TV and only pretended to play? Well, that is a method of cheating that has in fact been used before a few times, but I can reveal to you right now that no, this was not the way that JJ was cheating. He was indeed actually playing with his real inputs on an unmodified Nintendo 64. Even despite all of this, however, this was still just for ILs, which are individual level speedruns, which most people don't really care about anyway, and maybe JJ would have been able to get away with his machinations for at least a few more years, if it weren't for the most bizarre turn in this entire story. Because next, JJ902 did not just find another real skip, he also found what could be one of the potentially biggest skips in all of Super Mario 64 history. Now this is going to get a little bit technical, but I'm going to try and break it down as much as possible for you guys. In late 2010, JJ would upload a video titled New Toad Skip, in which he explained that the game stored a pointer to the current interactable object with a text box that you just interacted with, which is mainly signs that you can read, but also includes toads, since they are just signs with a pulse. He also noticed that through this pointer, the interactable object's rotation angle along the z-axis was accessed, which is used to make sure that Mario faces the object, and if the object can rotate, like toads, they will face Mario as well, using a rotation function that can be called on the object to rotate the object into the correct orientation to face Mario. Another interactable object, however, is the key door to the second floor of Peach's castle, which of course does not have to turn to face Mario because it's a door. Additionally, when the upstairs key door is interacted with, the game will check if the value at this fixed address, which I'm just going to call OWC from now on, is set to 1. And only then will it allow the door to be opened. This value is usually derived from the presence of the second key in Mario's possession, which of course you get from beating the downstairs boss in the fire sea. We're sort of starting the puzzle come together, but the last piece of the puzzle is what I mentioned just a few seconds ago. That some interactable objects need to rotate themselves to face Mario, but not all of them. The call for the rotation of the object is a function that is called on an object and as an input value uses the rotation of the object that it is supposed to be set to. However, since the door is a fixed object and therefore cannot rotate to face Mario, if we were to somehow attempt to call this function on the upstairs key door, it turns out that it would actually cause an unintended behavior in the code that ultimately leads to the game setting not the door's rotation value, but actually sets a completely different memory value. A memory value that happens to be right next to OWC. So we're close, but we're not quite there yet. In the way that Super Mario 64 uses floating point values, there is a known rounding error that can happen when you call this rotation function with an input of value 86 or about 1.5 in radians. And to inform the function that a rounding error will occur and that the function should instead use an alternate calculation that it doesn't run into this rounding error for 86, a secondary byte is set next to the rotation value, but only if the input value is 86. And this additional byte is exactly the key that we need to unlock this door. What would happen in theory is the following. If the rotation function would be called on the key door with the angle 86, this rotation value would then get written into this garbage memory address right next to OWC, but then the rounding correction byte gets written into OWC itself, and that byte is true, which means 1. So just perform this glitch on any door and we got the second key, right? Well, not quite that simple. Just performing this glitch once at any time with any door is not enough to make the game think you have the second key, however, since interacting with any door again would reset this value based on you either having or not having the second key in your possession, which means that this glitch needs to be performed directly on the second floor key door at the very moment that you want to go through it. Well, hold on, all of this is just conjecture. We haven't even figured out yet how we're supposed to even call the rotation function on this door. It's supposed to not have access to it in the first place. JJ902 have the answer, and the answer is the Hold L glitch. You may have heard of the Hold R glitch before in Ocarina of Time, also known as Hold R LOL, where the developers apparently left an oversight in the game's code regarding the R button in the 1.0
Here's a good girl
version of the game. If you held down the R button during the trading quest chain and talking to King Zora while he tries to give you the Zora tunic, he would instead give you a later item in the trading quest chain, the eyeball frog. Oversights like this can be somewhat common in games, and so JJ902 likely was searching for these kinds of occurrences to give him an advantage. And what he found was that by holding down the L button in the lobby of Peach's castle specifically, the game would check for the presence of a key on every frame the button was held. Now this check by itself doesn't do anything apparently, so it seemed useless at first. However, this check also serves an important function. Since this check is usually performed while interacting with the key door, this check makes it so no other interaction can start on that frame. This means that if you hold down this button and then attempt to talk to a Toad, the interaction with Toad will not begin. However, the game still recognizes that you talk to Toad, so the pointer towards Toad and its rotation angle is stored. So now, don't blink. If we hold down L, store the interaction with Toad, and then with precise movement make it so Toad would be facing exactly angle 86, and then release the L button the moment we're able to interact with the key door, the interaction with the door is started on the same frame that the rotation set function is called, and it's called on the door, thinking that it's being called on Toad with the value of 86, which temporarily makes the door believe that we have the key to the second floor and allows Mario to walk through. And then the trick was immediately banned from all major categories. There were some issues with the skip. First off, it only worked on the Japanese and American 1.0 versions of the game, meaning that the PAL version distributed in Europe, which by the way I would have access to, or later versions such as the Shindo version or the IQ version, could not perform this glitch. Secondly, this glitch was clearly using an unintended leftover debug function and left a sour taste in people's mouths, since making use of this function just makes it feel like you're not even playing Super Mario 64 at that point. Unlike in Ocarina of Time, the community for SM64 decided swiftly and immediately to ban the glitch in order to maintain the integrity of the leaderboards. And to be fair, the way that Zero Star is currently run is, I would say, a lot more fun and a lot more interesting than simply using a developer debug function and 2 BLJs to skip to the final boss immediately. But hold on a second, isn't this video about a cheater? I may not have been entirely truthful to you, and I may have reconstructed the actual order of events in which this entire glitch was found. You see, when JJ first uploaded that new Toad skip video, the skip hadn't yet actually come together and he only figured out part of the skip. And specifically the whole L part of it was missing from the video. Now he did later find out how to complete the skip that he theorized in the video, and he showed it off to a few other speedrunners in private, but before he could publicly talk about all of this, his friends told him that it would make more sense if instead he would actually show the skip off for the very first time live in front of an audience at HDQ 2011 as part of a bonus run. Now this video has gone on for a long time already, so if you want to hear more about specifically this story about what has gone on, and you can first place, and instead of making a stink about it, he simply took the L and moved on. And shortly after HDQ 2011, he then left speedrunning behind entirely. And so, he just disappeared for many years. I may have also made it sound like no one was at all suspicious about him, but there were 4 people in particular that were already looking into all of his claims and trying to figure out how he was cheating, and sometime later, it was actually proven and later admitted by JJ himself that he did cheat and also how he cheated. So, how did JJ902 achieve his seemingly impossible tricks on a real N64? The cartridge. The knowledge how to inject a modified ROM onto a real cartridge that plays on a real N64 was at that point not yet widespread. So this method was not considered as much as it should have been, and I cannot blame any of the speedrunners at the time for not looking more deeply into this possibility, since no one even assumed that this would be a possibility. On top of that, his in-depth knowledge of the game was so extensive, and some of the things he did were in fact really possible, that he was given the benefit of the doubt over and over. He knew what he was talking about, he knew what he was doing, and he also knew that people can be very quick to trust people that are purportedly seasoned experts on a topic, and that if he bullshitted hard enough about technical details, that a lot of people can be made to believe anything. Now, what was actually different about his cartridge? Well, he simply added additional small functions that, for example, allowed him to jump further or higher when buttons on the D-pad were pressed, or simply gain a bit more speed. This means that tricks that, for example, required a certain amount of speed or jump height would be not only much easier, but even bad execution would make the trick maybe not fail at all. You could also find additional skips and tricks that would only work on his modified cartridge, but using his technical knowledge as a smokescreen, he would be able to convince some people that this was actually
clever,
possible
but also
on
shitty.
Unmodified Super Mario 64 cartridge.
That's clever, but
In
also
retrospect,
shitty.
Looking at all of the evidence, the fact that someone was able to, as far back as 2009, go into the game's code and examine hex values, should have tipped us off that maybe, just maybe, him injecting a ROM onto a real cartridge may not have been all that impossible. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope I was able to teach you at least a little bit more about...
Also, Game Genie. Game Genie still existed even then, so I don't know how that possibility was not even thought of.
SM64 speedrunning history. And if you show this video to your friends, remember to also tell them to be...
Yeah. I shall subscribe. I wonder how they do that, like a direct link. Oh, I'll figure it out. There's the income profile. Run generate order. Wait, why is it still labeled as keyword choice? Oh, okay. Well, quickly check YouTube and see what's going on.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god,
Ooh. Ooh, Trojan. I'll quickly check what's going on with my YouTube.
Hello everybody, my name is Eric. Today we're going to be looking at this fastest mouse clicker for Windows. Now first of all, I got an email about this, and I actually thought it was probably a false positive, and I was quite busy at the time, so I didn't fully dive deep into this. Yesterday, I got a Discord private message about the same thing with quite a bit of evidence, so I thought, okay, we got to take a look at this. This is weird. And it just gets weirder the more I look into this. So what is this? This is a project called the Fastest Mouse Clicker for Windows by the GitHub user Windows 2048. Now, the project comes in multiple flavors. You could either compile it yourself, or you could use the Easy Installer. If you proceed to using the Easy Installer, this seems to be where the problems come in. So if we go on over to the Issues tab and look at the closed issues, we notice that this is creating a folder. Now, we get a couple of things about virus issue, which doesn't really matter. A virus total is unreliable at best, and for something like an auto clicker, it's going to have a ton of flags. And this one only had one flag. So this was kind of leading me towards the same conclusion. But then we get something weird. So at this point, I think it was using Inno setup, but it seems that the latest versions don't use it. And now we have a couple of deleted comments, and someone saying that it's installing a miner. So we get another one that's specific.
Okay, so I don't know why YouTube did not automatically change the title. Yeah, I even made sure it's like it's set to a new stream, but I guess YouTube glitched out. So yeah, there's that.
Has noticed a
so I changed the title for YouTube
that they don't understand called Scientific Updater. It is installed and doesn't seem to give any use. That's a built-in update service. You can use the app without it if you go with the portable method. Now, they say this is in the project's main README, but it isn't. We looked. Updater. No mention of it. However, when I Googled the name, I also found someone complaining about it in this second program called JPEG View Static that apparently is a photo viewer. So, what do we find here? Well, at the bottom, we do see additional info. The Windows installer has a built-in updater service that may perform additional scientific tasks. When your CPU is idle with small CPU and internet usage, the program uninstalls clearly. It is not a virus or malware. Now, I'm not sure I agree with that. I think slipping something in, at least on this page, they do disclose.
If you have to specify it's not virus and malware, it is virus and malware.
Disclose it, but on the other, they don't. That is, using your resources is considered malware. There's also a level of obfuscation, which we'll see once we install it, but who knows?
Yeah.
So that would imply this is something like folding at home. Now, you should never, and I'm just going to say this plainly, loudly, there is no acceptable reason for any developer to ship any sort of resource abuse in their software. Now, if it is for a good cause like folding, this might be more forgivable than if it's mining Monero for the creator of this program. But we're going to try and get to the bottom of this. So let's actually install this. And the fact that this is called an updater when it's not an auto updater is also, in my opinion, blatantly malicious. So we're going to install it. And here, okay, so we can see that these two users are clearly related. That was another thing I found weird. Because at first I thought, okay, this must be from some widely used installer. No, it isn't. It seems that these two accounts are related, despite the fact that this person does use a different name than Anne Hat. They could both be fake names, or one of them could be. So now we're installing the fastest mouse clicker. Now, it's going to be hard on this setup to let the system go idle, but what we can do is simply investigate this folder and look at how the scheduled task works. So this is now installed. So this is the auto clicker, and the auto clicker, as far as I can tell, is genuinely clean. And it does work. So let's now go and see where our mysterious file is installed. Now we can go to Task Scheduler, or my preference is usually sysinternals auto runs because it shows a bit more stuff. But we'll go to Task Scheduler and we can see pretty quickly in our local app data, I have found the folder. So we get Scientific Updater, and then there's a 1 in there, install config, unrel.dll, and then a qmq.rel that I believe is password protected, but there is an easy fix for that. I believe the file's in the DLL. So let's open up Ninja and take a look. As far as I can tell, these unrel DLLs are completely legitimate. I can't figure out why the scheduled task didn't install for me. So we'll drag the install config into Ninja. These are pretty small DLLs. Hopefully we can use
I completely forgot.
Essentially what we're doing here is
Stream
I'm looking to
avatars.
see, okay, so these are going to be pulled from this get proc address. We know that the
I forgot to launch a stream avatar. Sorry about that.
Is the
I just realized.
unrel 0
fuck.
so that's being passed in, and then we can see which things are being loaded, so we can use.
There we go.
Of course, we can
exclamation point join.
Load unrel 0.
I usually remember because I have it saved on my taskbar. It's like fuck. God, again. Maybe if I did like that, I'll scroll by and see. Oh, stream avatars. Yeah, maybe we do that
as well, so we can see what actually happened.
Here's a good cow.
I am.
Okay, so this isn't. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought this was just like a.
You're enjoying this way too much, Red.
Regular ship, but no, this is actually not. This is not regular. I do want to look at Unreal 64 then. Is this a more legit looking DLL library? Go to triage and we can actually just quickly see like what's exported.
Yeah, I get
not
it.
Exporting much. It's that's usually red flag.
I see.
Okay. No, so this one actually does look to be. Wow, it's a legitimate raw archive opening software. So this is kind of just a wrapper. Oh, and we've got anti-debug, which is another thing that every piece of legitimate software does, you know. And then we can see the same pattern that we saw in the other one. So we know this function is rar open archive ex. So here's kind of the core loop. So unrar on install 2 will lead into this. Then so it checks if that is in the directory. Then it checks if that is successful. And the extract rel function will take path name, works its way through here. But what we're interested in is the password for the archive, which I haven't found in here yet. So I'm going to try some dynamic analysis. So to debug a DLL in x64 debug, you put path in, you put run DLL32 in. This is 64-bit, so we don't have to, but if it was 32-bit, we'd use syswow version, and then we put the function that we want to run. Now we've got run DLL set up, so when we restart this, instead of throwing run DLL error, of course it's going to terminate instantly, but we can fix that. Yeah, so now we can we end up paused into DLL main. There are many ways we could have found the entry point, but what I ended up doing was, because I know one of the first things it does is call is debugger attached, so I hooked that by putting a breakpoint on it. Then I went back to what that returned to, and then I found what looked like the start of the function and just added.
Let me go grab my chips real quick.
The comment saying this was the entry. And then I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out the anti-analysis because the program keeps dying at the moment I run it. But suddenly I noticed it's not just this debug. In the same if statement, there's also a reference to another function. So that's probably our magic. Okay, and I cracked the anti-analysis. So what we have going on here basically is these checks, which set these registers, and then these registers are checked here. So we can actually look and see. So RSI, let's see what's in RSI, is this value. And what's in RAX?
Yeah.
Now we're just gonna jump back up.
Okay, let me move on to another video. You get a bit boring for chat. Oh my god. So I have Map Patify extension on, and the fact that this is Smash, Jesus fuck. Oh my god, don't give it any ideas.
Do I really have to jump off? Or is there something across?
Let's see this.
Oh, okay.
What's going on here?
Oh! It's a cutscene.
Cutscene?
Oh, no. Oh! I don't even think Shadow is the real threat, bro. It's my skill issue that's the fucking threat. Like, whoa! I'm surprised he didn't even catch me yet. Go, go. Oh, damn! Oh, yeah, we're cooked. Oh!
Yeah.
I can't even spin dash. What does Amy do in these classic Sonic games? Like, oh, oh, fucking Sonic in Hell. What a crazy ass.
Yeah, those are typical, like.
What happened to YouTube's age verification policy? Why does it matter to you as a creator with kids? And how can you protect your channel? Let's break it down in this video.
Here's the first step. Don't have kids. Don't adopt kids.
See, back in August, YouTube introduced an
Again, joking about that, but yeah. Do what you want.
AI-based age verification system. It scans your watch history to estimate your age. And if it thinks that you're under 18, it will ask you to submit a government ID in order to keep using your account. If your kids use your main account to watch Made for Kids videos, the AI might misclassify you as a minor. Typically have the comments turned off. They'll never have to touch your creator account. Now, this isn't a guarantee, but it's the best way to avoid unnecessary ID requests and to protect your privacy. At the end of the day, you want to keep your main account for your content only.
Exactly. Also, thank you for that. Oh, okay. Easy. Okay. Film theory. Some levels of oh no. Okay. Okay. YT age version is just stupid. It is stupid.
With the rise of AI, we've seen something of a criminal arms race spring up. From deep-fake Joe Biden phone calls to jilted employees framing their bosses and disturbing ChatGPT conversations leading to arrests, today we'll be covering truly unsettling cases of AI-related crimes. The racist principal AI scandal. This case involves a
Oh my god, I think I heard of this story.
rather slimy high school sports coach who participated in an elaborate AI conspiracy, though his plot would backfire in disastrous fashion, ultimately leading to jail time. 31-year-old 𝙂𝙚𝙧𝙚 began working as athletic director for Pikesville High School in Baltimore County, Maryland in July of 2023, and it became clear rather soon the hiring might have been a big mistake. As athletic director, the guy had access to the school's budgeted funding and would seemingly abuse this authority. The man found himself under investigation after reportedly using school finances to make an unauthorized $2,000 payment to the school's junior varsity basketball coach, who was not only buddies with 𝙂𝙚𝙧𝙚, but was his roommate. Bypassing payroll and slipping over a cheeky $2,000 payment from school coffers to your roommate, we're off to a great start here. The discovery of this, along with a general air of scumbaggery surrounding him, well, it drew the ire of Pikesville High's principal, 𝙂𝙚𝙧𝙚.
What the fuck?
𝙂𝙚𝙧𝙚 confronted 𝙂𝙚𝙧𝙚 about the sketchy payout to the roommate, the coach being put on notice, and he was looking into him. Principal 𝙂𝙧𝙚 was keen on getting to the bottom of this apparent academic fraudster. But as his investigation commenced, it appeared the
I heard of his story.
may have been hiding some skeletons of his own. On January 17th, 2024.
Yeah, YouTube, just YouTube. Here's the thing. YouTube's more focused on YouTube than YouTube Kids. And here's the disturbing truth about YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids is basically just YouTube with the kids filter automatically enabled. That's about it. It's the same YouTube AI bullshit, same YouTube bullshit and everything, but it just has a seemingly quote unquote kids filter on it. It doesn't really filter on anything in the first place.
A truly shocking audio recording would leak to the internet, in which the voice of Principal 𝙂𝙧𝙚 could be heard. Supposedly recorded in secret by a teacher, the man seemed to be planning a conspiracy to get someone fired, and makes a multitude of racial remarks about black staff members, black students, and even the Jews.
You know, I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people. And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
When it comes to saying things that would get you fired, this rant just about ticks every box. The only thing missing was a jab at the disabled. This audio of the purported principal going mask off managed to get leaked online and quickly spread around the internet.
The recording is allegedly the principal of Pikesville.
Oh yes, your favorite legal word allegedly, so you don't get sued up the ass. You're actually more often than not, employees, including like a news reporting outlets, are trained on that.
High school making racist and anti-Semitic comments about students, community members, and staff. WJZ has obtained a copy of that recording.
People that I spoke with today say that they are shocked and outraged by the comments that are made in this recording.
He needs to be removed from the school ASAP. To hear him say that about kids, that's horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible.
WJZ stopped by 𝙂𝙧𝙚𝙧's home to see if he had a comment about the recording.
Hi, I'm looking for Principal 𝙂𝙧𝙚𝙧. He's not home right now.
School officials were taking the racist tirade seriously. Eric was placed under investigation by them. But when questioned, he would deny making the statements heard in the recording. Those investigating him, though, seemingly felt that it had to be him saying those words. After all, it was his voice in the recording. The principal must be lying to them in an effort to save his own ass. Eric was initially put on leave and then subsequently resigned from his position, leading many to believe that this was him essentially admitting guilt. The disgraced principal, now branded as a racist, found himself constantly harassed. People were coming to his house with such frequency.
The principal actually did not make those
was there
comments.
constantly for a time to stop folks from assaulting him. In a matter of days, Eric's life had been completely destroyed by this leaked recording. His professional career and education was over, and his community now hated him. But even after losing everything, he still maintained that he didn't say the things his own voice uttered in that recording, and he was willing to fight to prove it. This is when the story takes a bit of an insidious twist. When the dust from the initial scandal began to settle, Eric initiated his retaliation, making the case to Baltimore County authorities that somebody had used deepfake AI technology to replicate his voice and create the racially profane rant in an effort to destroy his reputation. And he even had an idea of who did it. That man being none other than 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙚, the athletic director he had begun investigating shortly before the audio leak surfaced. After all, if his AI deepfake theory was true, 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙚 certainly would have a motive to try to sabotage the principal, who was looking into him. With this tip, Baltimore County authorities set off to investigate. An audio analysis was conducted by 3 independent AI experts, who would later confirm the shit was fake. 𝙂𝙗𝙗's deepfake allegation was legit. The experts determined that the recording was most certainly of AI origin. They even noted that it had background noises added into it to make it seem like some scandalous backroom recording taken in secret. It was quite elaborate. It was later found that 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙚 had searched for and paid for an open AI tool that could be used to generate voices. It was also found that he had in his possession recordings of the principal speaking in a private setting, though under completely different contexts. And how did he get this audio, you may ask? The story goes that before the scandal, 𝙂𝙗𝙗 and 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙗 had a meeting where the principal informed the athletic director that he would not be renewing his contract in the role. 𝙂𝙚𝙗 apparently immediately switched to a mind state of sabotage and secretly recorded the meeting, later using that audio as the foundation for his AI fabrication used to defame the principal. The jilted man then allegedly sent his deepfake to some Pikesville teachers in Gmail with the subject line, "Pikesville Principal, Disturbing Recording." With the accumulation of all of this evidence, the searches, the payments, the Gmail account, which was in Mr. Darian's name, it was enough for authorities to act. And in April of 2024, Mr. Darian would be arrested and charged with theft, disrupting school activities, stalking, and retaliating against a witness. He was held on a $5,000 bond at the time.
𝙂𝙗𝙗 denied ever making the comments, and police now confirm the audio was fake.
Some of the telltale things that we saw were the fact there's a bit of a monotone. There's not so much changing in pitch toward the end of sentences.
Charging documents allege the recording contained traces of AI-generated content with human editing after the fact, which added background noises for realism.
Through their investigation, detectives allege Mr. Darian made the recording to retaliate against the principal, who had launched an investigation into the potential mishandling of school funds.
Now, despite the rather egregious conduct, the actual charges 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙗 faced weren't ones that could really warrant a long prison sentence. In fact, he managed to land a plea deal that only resulted in him getting about 4 months in jail. But fear not, some justice would be had, as he'd get pinned on, well, let's just say some more serious charges. When authorities were looking through his phone during their investigation, they'd find something far more disturbing than deepfake audio. According to court documents, a search through
I didn't know about this part.
Illegal sex material pertaining to 𝙂𝙗𝙗.
Oh
It's alleged
shit!
that he coerced 3 minors to
Why is it always gym teachers that are fucking creepy? Is that the gym teachers, reading teachers, or the fucking principals?
engage in sexually explicit conduct while on camera, including paying one of them on Cash App for the illegal content. Because of this, he was charged with possessing CP and exploitation. 𝙂𝙚𝙤𝙗 would actually be arrested for these disgusting crimes while in a court hearing for his state case pertaining to the deepfakes in January of 2020.
Oh yeah, my reading teacher back in my grade school days, she was a bit weird around kids. Yeah, this cis woman you're talking about here. She was quite a bit weird around kids. And I am not sure anyone picked it up, but I certainly picked it up, and I was quite uneasy around her.
25. Mr. 𝙬𝙤𝙬, the deepfaker, faces anywhere between 15 to 30 years in prison if convicted for the CSAM charges.
But before a motions hearing could even start, 𝙬𝙬𝙬 was placed in handcuffs and turned over to federal marshals. They arrested him on a warrant. That led to his state trial being postponed. 𝙬𝙬𝙬 waived his appearance and gave his attorney permission to continue that hearing without him.
While there seems to be some justice being enforced in terms of 𝙂𝙤𝙤𝙬, what about redemption for the principal whose life was ruined? In January of 2025, 𝙂𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙧 would file a lawsuit against the Baltimore County School District and 𝙂𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙧 over the false AI recording, alleging that this was a larger conspiracy between multiple Pikesville school employees to get himself fired and defamed. 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙧 even alleges that the school administrators who investigated him during the scandal actually knew that it was fake but just played along with the situation. It's like some school staff had already wanted Eric gone and they used this convenient deepfake situation as a vehicle to get him out for good. Eric's legal team is also accusing the school district of negligence, saying they didn't perform a proper background check on 𝙂𝙤𝙬𝙧. As it turns out, he made numerous fraudulent claims about his expertise and credentials on his job application. It appears the lawsuit with Eric and 𝙂𝙤𝙬𝙧 was settled, and while the terms aren't public, I can only imagine they were favorable to the wrongly defamed principal. For you viewers feeling bad for the principal, rest assured, as there's some immediate consolation, as 𝙂𝙬𝙬𝙧 has since landed a new job as principal at Sparrows Point Middle School in Edgemere, Maryland. This case was actually pretty freaky to learn about and goes to show how much easier blackmail and impersonation is becoming as generative AI gets crazy good. Though I am somewhat cautiously optimistic, as you know, as AI becomes more ubiquitous,
I'm a bit wary about it.
Anytime something crazy is heard or seen online, people collectively will just immediately stop and ask, is this real? Is this AI?
When this first came out, or at least when it initially came out, all we knew is the AI recordings of the principal was pretty much fake, and we kind of like had a hunch it was fake. And when police confirmed it's fake, like it was retaliation for it. And then we just pretty much he was arrested for like those. Guess what? Nobody talked about the cheese pizza charges he also got. Not even the news talked about the cheese pizza charges that he got. So like I'm actually flabbergasted about it. Like how the fuck does the news, that the very news media wants to cover this fucking shit, doesn't even bother to cover it? Oh, what the fuck?
Is somebody jerking me off here? Moving on. The Joe Biden
Hey, welcome. I'm doing good, and you? No, so wild stream coming on. Yes, exactly. I finished up Halo 3, and yeah, Pizzagate 2. Jesus fucking Christ! Please do not allow that to become an actual thing. You know, it's alright taking anything on YouTube because Oscillate and all that fucking shit. Still, you think the important stuff to like actually like report on, especially the cheese pizza charges, the news did not report on it. Several YouTubers did not report on it. Nobody caught wind of that part of the situation, but we all caught part of the AI deepfake situation. Like holy shit!
Deepfake incident. This AI crime case takes place around the time of the 2024 presidential primaries, and it involved what appeared to be an election saboteur.
Oh, I remember this. This was wild.
Biden with AI, though the culprit claims it was just a prank, bro. It's January of 2024. Just a.
So basically, the gym teacher from the previous story we were watching, basically. He was charged on several counts of possession of a cheese pizza, solicitation of cheese pizza from a minor, and basically sexual sexual misconduct with a minor as well. So yeah, that gym teacher is fucked up. He is very fucked up. And the fact that news media didn't even cover that part of the situation. They only covered the AI deepfakes. Like, holy shit.
Few days before the New Hampshire Democratic primary, and the homes of thousands of New Hampshire residents were being bombarded by strange phone calls, purportedly from none other than the man himself, at the time sitting president, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
In these phone calls, Joe urged voters not to vote or participate in the primary election. The logic for this, according to Joe,
This had to be Republican doing this.
Was that if a Democrat voted in the primary, they would lose their ability to vote in the general election against Trump, which isn't true. You can vote in both the primary and the general election. This is New Hampshire held what's known as a non-sanctioned primary. Their primary was for all intents and purposes a straw poll, though it was only because he was written in by supporters. And because of these circumstances and the non-sanctioned element, Kramer's defense was able to successfully argue that the man didn't technically violate voter suppression laws. On June 13th of 2025, a jury sided with Kramer and he was acquitted of all charges, though he still faces a fine with the FCC. The man has stated to the media that he's not paying any of the fines. The AI arsonist. Our next case is a truly strange one, not involving AI necessarily being used to perpetrate a crime, but seemingly it helped facilitate the crime's ideation, and AI was actually allegedly consulted with after the crime was committed. In January of 2025, the Pacific Palisades wildfire wreaked havoc in Southern California.
What? I heard about the California fires, but it was a result of someone consulting with an AI? What?
Incinerating over 23,000 acres of land and obliterating over 6.
No, I know that news media cherry picks what gets on news. We already had known that before, but this is fucking evidence. Fucking hell. Well, let's talk about the California fires. That's gonna make us way more money to talk about someone consulting with an AI to make those California fires in the first place.
1,000 structures and homes, taking 12 lives in the process. The disaster resulted in close to $150 billion in damages. I think when it comes to California wildfires, a lot of people have this idea in their heads that these things just start naturally, like a bolt of lightning hits a tree and the whole place goes up in flames. And yes, this does happen, but there are many cases where a singular person can be responsible for an entire regional inferno. California authorities would come to believe that the Palisades fire was indeed of human origin, and many were questioned in their efforts to find a potential culprit. Though one person they questioned shortly after the fire was later found to have something interesting on his phone that helped point them in the right direction in regard to landing a suspect. On October 7th, 2025, 29-year-old Jonathan Renderneck was arrested and charged with destruction of property by means of fire. He was being accused of having something to do with the Palisades fire. Jonathan was staying in Florida at the time of his arrest, but was apparently living near the Palisades at the time of the disaster. A Florida man allegedly responsible for a California wildfire. You can't make this shit up. These guys have no jurisdiction when it comes to their madness. So how is this guy living in Florida linked to a fire that happened like 7 months prior? Well, using video surveillance footage, witness statements, and cell phone records, investigators allege this individual was near the location where the fire began and had the means to create such a fire. I'll cover that stuff here in a little bit, but the most intriguing part of the evidence pertaining to today's video is supplementary evidence that gave a potential motive to John's alleged actions, and it's all stuff that was found in his ChatGPT. In the months prior to the Palisades fire, Jonathan allegedly submitted prompts generating images on ChatGPT. These prompts asking AI to create a, quote, dystopian painting showing a burning forest and a crowd fleeing from it, which is what you're seeing here. His prompt to the AI tool included the text, quote, in the middle of the painting, hundreds of thousands of people in poverty are trying to get past a gigantic gate with a big $sign on it. On the other side of the gate, the entire wall is a conglomerate of the richest people. They are chilling, watching the world burn down and watching the people struggle. They are laughing, enjoying themselves, and dancing. Fast forward to about a month before the Palisades fire, Jonathan allegedly inputted another suspicious prompt to ChatGPT that simply stated, quote, I literally burnt the Bible that I had. It felt amazing. I felt so liberated, unquote. This is all circumstantial evidence that certainly makes you think he had been fantasizing about a fiery cataclysm. But now let's move on to the more tangible stuff pointing him to potentially starting the fire, which led to prosecutors pursuing a case
this
on
is
him in the
interesting.
first place. State prosecutors allege Jonathan was working as an Uber driver on New Year's Eve in the Palisades area. And at some point on this evening, during some downtime, he briefly stopped at the Skull Rock Trailhead hiking area in the Palisades. They allege that he took a lighter with him on the trail and started an unauthorized fire there just after midnight. Prosecutors allege that around this time, he was listening to a French rap song called 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. You have to bear with me on that. 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. It's to note that in the music video for this song, a person can be seen lighting a trash can on fire. At 12:12 a.m., a surveillance camera located several miles from this location captured imagery of a fire burning out of
Runner,
control.
hello.
This blaze.
Hello, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Currently doing our lunch break right now. Moving on to Minecraft soon.
Would become known as the Loughman Fire and would later spread and evolve into the greater Palisades Fire that most of you know about. Just minutes after this imagery was recorded, Jonathan called and made several unsuccessful attempts to dial 911. Though later, at approximately 12:17 a.m., he was successfully able to get through to 911 and report a fire. This call from his cell phone allegedly geo-marked his location to a position that would be later found to be about 30 feet away from where the Loughman fire started. After making the report, it's then alleged that John logged on to ChatGPT and asked the question, quote, are you at fault if a fire is lit because of your cigarettes, unquote. Prosecutors say at around 12:20 a.m. he left the scene, but soon returned.
Why do people incriminate themselves like that? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You're cute.
After the fire crews had arrived, and he allegedly took photos and videos of them fighting the fires, doing so for a bit before leaving for good. Jonathan was actually later questioned by police on January 24th by some cops who apparently found his presence in the Skull Rock area on the night of the Loughman fire suspicious. While he reportedly appeared incredibly anxious during this interview, no arrest came from it and he was released without issue, the man later moving to Florida to live with family. In the meantime, California would spend close to 2 years narrowing down potential suspects, which finally led them to following up with Jonathan, discovering the ChatGPT stuff, and then making the arrest. Aside from all of this, there has been much testimony from those who have known Jonathan personally, as well as online images portraying him as, well, something of an unhinged fellow with emotional problems. He's been described as obsessed with fire and violent. Whatever the case, he's now facing some serious charges, and if he's convicted, he's reportedly facing up to 45 years in prison.
Potential psychopath.
Pleaded not guilty, but if the physical evidence brought forward by prosecutors is proven to be true, coupled with his alleged ChatGPT fire-related prompts, it's not looking good for Johnny Boy here. I have seen some interesting commentary about this story though, with some alleging that this is a big conspiracy, with the California authorities trying to find someone to blame for their mismanagement of putting out the Palisades fires. Whatever the case, he remains innocent until proven guilty, and it'll be interesting to see where this goes. The AI homeless epidemic. There's been a recent AI prank style trend on social media that's been making the rounds lately and causing problems for police. Basically, some unassuming parent will receive a text message from their kid, which includes a photo of a homeless man sitting in their living room or standing at their front door with the child, and the kid will claim that they invited the stranger in. Naturally, parents are going to freak out at the sight of some random disheveled stranger hanging out with their stupid, naive kid.
Hello? Yeah, who is he?
I don't know, look like Dave.
I don't know. He's still here. I had to walk away. He's still here. He's in the living room with Haley.
Kian, I've rung 111 to go round to your house. They won't be long, they're on the way.
Listening? Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
That's kind of fucked up.
House, you've given you 5 seconds to get the fuck out, or the police will be round there to get you fucking out.
Hey, Dad, I got this homeless dude. His name's Jeff. We're about to share a bed tonight. He's a really sweet guy. He brought over a couple of 40-ouncers, too. We're going to have a great party.
My name is Jeff.
None of these photos are in fact real and are just AI-generated homeless people. I like to think of it as the natural evolution of this FaceTime prank.
How do you have my daughter's phone? Where's my daughter?
Who is this? Who is it? Who is it? Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Who is that? Call the police, Sandy.
The artificially generated homeless trend began on TikTok, but after a few successful videos, they spawned copycats, which spread to other apps like Snapchat and Instagram and pretty much everywhere online. Some say it's just harmless fun, a quick scare to deploy on your neurotic mom and dad. However, sometimes the pranksters don't know when to pull back, leading scared individuals notifying the actual police, as police all over the country have issued public warnings about them, with victims of it getting so scared that they call the police and waste emergency resources. Yonkers police in New York put out a statement on their Facebook writing, "Here's the problem. Officers are responding fast, using lights and sirens to what sounds like a call of a real intruder, and only getting called off once everyone realizes it was a joke. That's not just a waste of resources, it's a real safety risk for officers who are responding and for the family members who are home if our officers get there before the prank is revealed and rush into the home to apprehend this intruder that doesn't exist." Some states like Massachusetts are even threatening to administer criminal charges for making false reports to emergency services. And there have now been multiple occurrences in areas like Brown County, Ohio, where juveniles have been criminally charged for using AI to create and report false home invasions.
Jesus Christ.
Many are starting to make comparisons of this prank to swatting. And it's not a bad comparison to make, given that it could waste potential police resources, and you could have a situation where police react in a disproportionate way.
You just gave people an idea. Shame on you for that. Shame on you for that. No, the idea that everyone just, pretty much a bunch of people just got from this is basically use AI to generate evidence to swat someone. Please don't do that, chat, or I will disown you.
To a danger that doesn't exist, and it gets somebody killed. It'll be interesting to see how this AI phenomenon plays out. As AI images become more and more indistinguishable from the real thing, it's disturbing to think that we could get to a point where people wanting to actually harass or deceive law enforcement could use this tactic as a swatting-like strategy to falsely implicate individuals for crimes or create false panics.
Yeah.
AI face scan arrests the wrong guy. This case is different from the rest in today's video in that AI wasn't actually used to commit a crime, it falsely accused an innocent person of perpetrating one. in November was about a kidnapper. In their investigation, at the time, newfangled AI face scanning tech.
Ooh.
What is it?
I gotta get my shoes.
What is going on?
I'll tell you what, man, I'm gonna put you in the cuff in the front.
Middle schooler arrested for AI use. It should come at no surprise to you that kids are experimenting with AI in unsavory ways. And one kid found himself facing charges after seemingly asking it how to commit homicide. On September 26th of 2025, a 13-year-old student in Volusia County, Florida, was attending class at Southwestern Middle School when he accessed one of the school's computers and allegedly asked ChatGPT how to kill my friend in the middle of class, unquote. I mean, sometimes you just gotta know this stuff. Whether he really intended to kill or not, it didn't matter. The school's computers were rather ironically monitored by an AI program of its own, called Gaggle, which monitors the activity of students on the device.
Hey, chat, do you want to get gaggled?
At school and flags anything concerning submitted by the kids. The kid triggered the Gaggle system, and the on-campus police officer was sent in to detain the student because of the seemingly violent threat. Some of you might be thinking that's a bit heavy-handed, but keep in mind this occurred in Volusia County, Florida, which is the turf of Volusia County Sheriff 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧. The guy has a no-nonsense policy when it comes to kids issuing threats and will arrest them. I have an entire video about the guy on the channel if you want to learn more. Anyways, the kid was detained in the middle of class and later arrested and perp-walked into the Volusia County Police Department's jail. The whole affair captured on video and streamed to the Volusia County Sheriff's Facebook page. During questioning, the student would claim that he was just trolling a friend. But I hate to break it to you, kid, that excuse does not fly in Volusia County.
Starting Monday, we're going to have a billboard, we're going to have a poster out. I'm going to show you every kid that's been arrested and where they go to school. And then from there on out, we're going to publicly shame them and their parents. So parents, do your job. Don't let Sheriff Chitwood raise your kids. This is absolutely ridiculous.
The Sheriff's Department charged him with making a threat to kill, a second-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Now, recently it has been reported that the charges against the kid were dropped, as on October 10th, the child's mother told media outlets that they were dismissed. However, given that juvenile court records aren't available for public viewing, I'm unable to confirm if this is the case. Needless to say, the rule remains true. Any threat made under the jurisdiction of Sheriff 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚𝙧 will be looked into, and it doesn't matter how young the alleged perp is. And well, you made it to the end of the video.
I wonder if they'll arrest a 2-year-old.
Let me know what you guys thought about this one down below in the comments section, and let me know.
Alright,
So YouTube is now trying to clap creators' cheek for fighting against the AI moderation. I think we're all at risk. Now, 𝙂𝙀𝙀, who does good journalism on X and other platforms, one of the few that actually does good journalism, posts their sources, posts his links, even posts a source for this story that I'm about to tell you. So you also heard me talk about it in my video yesterday where YouTube banned a creator for putting a business email address in a video description. It was flagged by the moderation tools. YouTube actually responded to this, so updates from YouTube. This is a false story designed to stoke fear for clicks. 𝙂𝙀𝙀 didn't reach out to verify this before posting, so here are the facts. This channel was terminated correctly for violations that had nothing to do with their business email. The vast majority of content moderation decisions we reviewed on X have been correct. When we make a mistake, we own it and work hard to fix it. And that's why there's tons of channels fighting with you right now, currently on X, trying to get their channels back for false flags and moderations. Even some bigger ones that are still waiting to be reinstated while you guys get this AI moderation under control. I get that you're trying to speed things up because there's a ton of channels, but AI...
Here's the thing with me. I recently got one of my channels. What was it again? It's actually 2 of my channels that got a copyright strike by a false entity. You see, I looked into this entity to see if there's an actual business, public records of a business. No. This is actually someone in some third world country trying to profit off of small creators by copyrighting every living shit out of them. And I looked into it. I let you to know, hey, this is a false copyright strike, I'm gonna let my attorneys know about this. And additionally, I also had forwarded this situation to some sort of board of directors is basically I made sure to forward this to a legal expert saying, hey, and he said, yeah, you're getting a false copyright strike, this person's abusing the copyright system. And so I made an appeal. I cited the source, cited what was going on, and cited the IP address of the person of the quote-unquote company in question. And he said, no, we're keeping it. So I was like, fuck you. Here's the thing, the portion they copyrighted was absolute silence. Is absolutely silent. Like, no sound whatsoever. Like, what the fuck?
I should never be.
Oh wait, fuck. My brain goofed. It was not just the sounds that they copyrighted. They copyrighted the entire goddamn stream from start to finish. So I knew that it was fucking fake, but YouTube refused to even listen.
The jury, judge, and executioner. As we
I don't fucking know. YouTube has too much trust in AI. I'm not the only one in this situation. There's been countless situations where creators have been copyright striked and nearly terminated because several of the videos in their entirety were copyright striked. Not even a segment where it's like, oh, play the music for 2 seconds, it copyrighted. No, it was an entire video. The entire video of most of the creators was no background music whatsoever and just talking. And the entire video got copyright striked. I don't fucking know why YouTube allows that. So I also did a test myself on a throwaway account. Just like 10 minutes of silence. And I put I put a title of the video, something basically daring scammers to try to copyright strike that video. It got copyright striked multiple times. Multiple times. A silent video, blank, nothing. It got copyrighted multiple times. So yeah, YouTube's AI is fucked up. Yeah, we do. There's several contenders, but like no one is as big as YouTube. So unfortunately, YouTube is the unfortunate de facto monopoly for video uploads. There is TikTok for like, the monopoly for shorts, but like YouTube's the main monopoly for like long form content. Yep.
all know, and we can see by channels getting banned left, right, and center. And I even feel like just talking about this, we're all at risk. But yeah, tons of.
And there's a situation where multiple users got banned for being seemingly connected to a Japanese YouTube channel, Japanese-based YouTube channel. So I knew there's probably something wrong and a huge oversight with their channel hashing system, the way they hash channel IDs and stuff like that. They probably like a big oversight, and pretty much that's how the whole thing got started. So yeah.
People use this on X. Moist Critical uses Dexerto for information. Dolan Darkest uses Dexerto for information. A lot of rant and reaction channels like myself use that. So there's the bread and butter. There's the tea. That's how it's all getting done. And now YouTube is going after them, which you can also see on X, where people will be like, hey, you flagged me falsely, and YouTube will reply in under 2 minutes saying a human has reviewed this. It is staying, with no timestamp or information on why the ban happened. So I think YouTube actually needs to be accountable and say, like, this is the timestamp in the video on why we ban you.
Yeah, YouTube's never accountable. The reason why they never really specify is they don't get sued. And there's timestamps for like copyright stuff. So they're going to copyright. There's several times that they copyrighted absolute silence. Or they copyright a goddamn car engine. Yes, that's a thing. Companies will copyright you. Car companies will copyright you for recording your car's engine. It's fucking wild. It is fucking wild as shit. Hell, there's a situation where Ferrari was called out for copyrighting a creator's a Ferrari car engine. And they got blasted into the fucking ground by social media. They had to retract the statement and retract the copyright. And Ferrari was actually sued over it. And Ferrari had to pay out a settlement, basically.
And let the creator do better, appeal it, take the video
So
down.
it's not just YouTube's AI that's fucking wild. It's fucking companies that are fucking wild, like copyright for everything. They're copyright, you try to attempt to copyright you for fucking silence. And then there's a scammer too, who copyright for they try to copyright your entire videos. I had that happen once. I threatened YouTube for a lawsuit and litigation. And I cited my sources, and I cited this was actually fair use. So yeah, YouTube admitted fault. YouTube eventually admitted fault. Companies can't actually copyright other companies' videos. They actually have to go. They actually risk an actual lawsuit between companies. So yeah, companies bully like small creators and something because they know that small creators don't have a platform, and scammers try to scam small creators and try to harass small creators because they know they don't have a big enough audience to make an impact.
Work with creators to stay on the platform instead of just firing us all off like we're just waiting in line to, jump ship here. So yeah, this is actually getting crazy that now they're doubling down and clapping back at big accounts like 𝙂𝙚𝙣𝙚. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Help a brother out. See y'all.
It's fucking wild. It is fucking wild, and it have.
Here's a good girl.
I am.
5 nights.
4. Okay, so I think it's about time to move on to
At Freddy's 2 changed
Actually,
the
let's watch
lore.
this.
Yeah, this movie straight up took one look at the games and said, I can do that better, and it might be fixing all of the problems we've had with the timeline because of it. Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory, the show that's possessing your YouTube homepage. The only way to make sure it doesn't destroy the whole website? Open the subscribe button shaped music box and let her rip. So after years of waiting and more theories than you can count on one hand, the 5 nights.
Okay, I can't wait to see how he explains this. I don't think this is a theory. This is more of an explanation of Five Nights at Freddy's history with how they pretty much fixed their retcons.
At Freddy's 2 movie has finally hit theaters. I have to say, the culture around this movie really surprised me. People I followed for years for other.
In order to avoid or prevent retconning your own universe or story or whatnot, just make an alternate universe. Finish the story you initially want, you're making, make it actually make sense first. And then if anything that you wanted to do more that you pretty much was forced not to do in your current edition that you're making, you make an alternate universe and add all this stuff there.
Other things came out of the woodwork to express their love for this series with this movie's release, and that's just so much fun. And it just really created an environment in the theater that felt like peak 2010s midnight cinema releases. Team Theorist actually did a group outing watching the whole movie together, and we really appreciated the energy of our audience. Also, shout outs to the rad employee at the Cinemark Bistro here in Raleigh who talked to me on the way out of the theater. Yeah, here's the theory that I promised we'd make, and sorry I didn't catch your name. My brain was in full theory crafting crafting mode, but thanks for saying hi. But speaking of theory crafting, dude,
Ooh.
there is just so much to talk about here. Like, first off, the fact that my friend, former film theorist, and official movie star voice actor Matthew Patrick completely disappeared into his role for this movie. Like, not gonna lie, if I didn't know that Matt were 𝙂𝙚 in this, I wouldn't have been able to clock it, in a positive way. But other than that, oh boy, does this movie do a lot for FNAF lore. So much so that when Tom and I had our little huddle talk after the movie came out, we both came away with so many questions and ideas left to explore. Like, what was up with that dream sequence Vanessa had? The puppet seems to have new powers here? What does that mean for the future of the series? And oh god, a second mic has appeared in the movie theater. That right there is surprisingly huge. We have a lot to talk about, loyal theorists, so today I want to go through this movie and its plot to hit the biggest points of discussion and theorize about them. And by the end of our theory today, we're going to have a clear picture of what the future of the FNAF movies is going to look like. Because we're definitely getting like a dozen of these things. But here's the TLDW. The FNAF movies are Scott going back to tell the real story he always wanted to tell and putting the pieces of his mistakes back together again. Get your Freddy masks.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Plus, allow me, allow me to like use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right, chat? Continue.
Ready and hug an animatronic chicken, loyal theorists. We will always belong to the theorizing. So the film opens in 1982, where we're introduced to a new character named Charlotte Emily attending a birthday party in the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. This one is different than the location we've seen in the first movie, like we talked about in previous theories. Now, before, we've called this character Charlie because that was her nickname in other franchise material, but for simplicity's sake, and also because this version of the character ends up being way different than any other version of Charlie we see, we're just going to be calling the movie version of this character Charlotte to line up with everything we see in the movie. Overall, she's a bit of a strange kid, has an obsession with the puppet animatronic in this location, and is friends with a young Vanessa Afton. Off in the corner, she sees Afton dressed up as Golden Bonnie lure a kid into the back of the pizzeria, and when she tries to warn the parents at the party, they're honestly pretty huge jerks and ignore her, like comically so. The adults in this movie are just terrible people looking at you, Wayne Knight the teacher, though the lawyer from the previous movie is back and you know, at least he was cool. Anyway, because of this, Charlotte goes back on her own to try to rescue the kid and successfully gets him away from Afton, only for her to run back onto the pizzeria's stage, scream, and then die. Afton stabbed her off camera and her body falls into the arms of the marionette puppet in a genuinely awesome, if depressing, shot. It's also funny because I straight up said in our last theory that it would be cool if like the camera panned up to reveal that Charlotte had been stabbed, and that's exactly what happens, but that wouldn't really make sense with what was being sold as an accident. And yet somehow in a little bit of a baffling move, it still is sold as an accident. Like I went to the movie a couple of times and I tried to read through all of the newspapers about the accident that flash up during the opening credits, and at least the parts that were visible didn't really have an explanation for how Afton convinced people that Charlotte somehow like fell onto a knife in her back multiple times. Like, it's a little bit strange. Only one of the articles really said that foul play was suspected, and like, yeah, obviously, but hey, you know, maybe I'm just not super creative. We then flash forward 20 years, confirming our previous theory that these movies take place in the early 2000s. So this one is in 2002. Somehow, Mike and Abby's aunt survived the previous movie despite it being heavily implied that she died. I guess Golden Freddy wasn't lying when he said,
"Silly Aunt Jane, she fell asleep."
Anyway, the aunt has been using the story of the animatronics to try to make money, and all of the murders and ghosts and all that jazz have become popular folklore because of that. And I mean like really popular, like almost as if there were a whole series of hugely popular video games made about the subject, given how enthusiastic all of the middle and high school aged kids in this film seem to be about Freddy's. But hey, you know, we wouldn't really know anything about that in the real world, huh? Real talk, I do love the acknowledgement of the fan base here. It's very cute. Anyway, things seem to be looking up for Mike and Abby. They're in a new house, Abby's in a new school, and the money troubles they had in the last movie are basically not mentioned here at all. It's also very clear that Mike and Abby are doing a bit better for themselves, though they don't really talk about it. He seems to have started a new job that's let him invest in a new house, so it is a bit of a fixer-up. Animatronics, however, seem to be either broken, or the spirits are gone, or dormant, or something like that. They just aren't really active anymore at all, much to Abby's sadness. Also, Vanessa isn't really doing too well either. She keeps having traumatic flashbacks about her father, which, you know, is understandable given the decades of abuse and literally being stabbed by him. With Mike's encouragement, Vanessa goes home and tries to confront her memories of her father inside of her head using her dreams, similar to what Mike did with Garrett from the first movie. More or or less, this looks like she's using something called lucid dreams to confront her nightmares. If you don't know, a lucid dream is one where you realize that you are asleep and dreaming, and because of that, you can kind of do whatever you want. Want to fly? You can. Want to shoot fireballs out of your hands? You can. I've only ever had like 2 in my life, and they were super fun. Though, that being said, I hadn't ever really heard of them being used in a therapeutic way like this. I did look into this a little bit, and there was a study from 2023 that examined this idea, and though it acknowledged that it needed to do further research with a larger study and sample size, the initial results were encouraging. So hey, that's neat. We got some scientifically accurate therapy here in FNAF. Anyway, we see Vanessa confront Afton in her dream, but he seems a bit too strong for her as she reverts to her child self. She runs and hides in his workshop in their home, finding the circus baby animatronic hidden here as well. It then lights up and looks down at her. It's a genuinely creepy moment, and obviously this is significant for a few reasons. So this is the film's version of the circus baby from the Sister Location video game, an animatronic that was haunted by the soul of Elizabeth Afton, daughter of the game's William Afton. So basically the game version of the Vanessa character we have here in the movies. Elizabeth was also the age Vanessa is here in this dream sequence when she got put into the baby animatronic, so this was absolutely intentional on Scott's part. Oh, and additionally, in the books, Baby sort of was like Afton's helper, right? So this makes me wonder if he was planning on doing something similar here in the movies. And, you know, the very fact that Vanessa is still alive makes me wonder if Afton gave up on that particular idea, or if something happened that changed his plans. Or hey, maybe someone else got stuffed into Baby. At this point, who knows? Oh, this does also add one small complication to something we saw in the FNAF 1 movie. If you don't remember, we also saw a somewhat similar Springwalk animatronic in that first FNAF movie. This was the one that all of the ghost kids wanted to shove Abby into so that she would join them. However, looking back at this thing, it doesn't look a ton like the traditional baby animatronic, and it borrows some ideas from the Ella animatronic from the Silver Eyes novel. Just to be clear, I would guess that this was intended to be Baby originally, but after the success of that first movie, plans changed and they have introduced a more game-accurate version of Baby in the film series now. So genuinely no idea if we're ever even going to touch that Ella baby animatronic from the first movie again. It might just be lost to history. Oh, and something else worth pointing out in this scene. After encountering Baby, Afton finds Vanessa and says that she will always be his. She then runs away from Afton and manages to push his dream self over the edge of their stairway in an act of defiance. He falls to the floor, injured, but looks back up at her and says again that she will always be his. This line is later repeated by another character towards the end of the movie, saying that all of Afton's children will always be his, that they can't escape that fate. And what I find interesting here is what isn't said, right? I think that there was a way to incorporate Afton's iconic line about wanting to put things back together right here in this spot. Like, hey, I wanted to put our family back together, even from beyond the grave. So I wonder if this film is going to be tweaking Afton's obsession slightly. Like, instead of wanting to put the broken pieces of his life and animatronics and family back together, Afton is obsessed with controlling his family and animatronics and victims. That would even fit with a lot of what we saw in FNAF 1, where he wanted to control the ghosts of the children in those animatronics, right? Anyway, just a random thought I had. Let's move on. Elsewhere, the plot must continue as a group of paranormal investigators led by a woman named Lisa are invited to come take a look at the original Freddy's location, the one where Charlotte was killed. And who invited him here? Well, a security guard named Mike. But shock, it's not our Mike, but instead a new character named Michael with probably the creepiest face I've ever seen. Like, they really nailed the casting on this one. My guy looks like a Skarsgård. Anyway, as they explore the building, Lisa finds a music box next to the machinery with the puppet inside and turns it off, causing the marionette to come to life. Yeah, it's been possessed by Charlotte, and the puppet has wireless control over all of the rest of the animatronics in the building. And because of that, you can guess what comes next. All of the paranormal investigators are killed off in fun, awesome ways, while the puppet possesses Lisa's body with special effects that are genuinely creative and creepy. Though interestingly, Michael, who recognizes Charlotte, is spared. Wonder if that'll be significant later. So another thing I wanted to mention here is the fact that the puppet has a brand new power, taking control of human bodies. That was never really something we saw from the puppet in the games, and I'm not gonna lie, it really caught me off guard in the theaters, and not just because the special effects were creepy or whatever. To me, this seems like a strange choice that Scott is making now to help make other things make sense later, especially with stories like Help Wanted down the road. Those games dealt with weird AI possession, and going out of his way to introduce that sort of idea now, all of a sudden, that's a lot of work down the road that the FNAF series doesn't need to do. Now awake, the puppet lures Abby to the original location by pretending to be the spirits of the FNAF 1 animatronics, befriending her and helping her with some school projects. Realizing what's going on and recognizing the work of Charlotte, Vanessa also returns to the original location. It's here where she reveals that the puppet uses that wireless technology I was just talking about that is way ahead of its time to control all of the animatronics in the building. And I mean, it is just super crazy advanced. Y'all, I can't connect to my Wi-Fi if there are like 2 walls between my phone and the router. This is wild stuff. I know that technology in FNAF has always been ridiculously advanced, but when you see it in live action...
Fun fact, with a phone peripheral, you can't connect your phone via Ethernet. It's an actual thing.
Something specifically confirmed to be set in 2002 when cell phones looked like this? Man, it's just a bit of a gobsmack. But Vanessa also locked down the animatronics using a special firewall so they can't leave the location. Something the puppet wants to do to get revenge on all of the parents who didn't listen to her and caused her death. Why she doesn't blame Afton, or at the very least like the Golden Bunny for her death instead of the parents? Who knows? It's actually something I legitimately left the theater trying to wrap my head around, so if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. Anyway, the puppet threatens Abby and forces Vanessa to give her the code to set them free so they can go attack the parents. Fun fact, but this was actually the scene from the script pages Scott released last year for the 10th anniversary of FNAF. I originally didn't think that this was the correct page and wrote it off because, according to the script, it was only going to be happening on page 25, which was way too early for this to happen in the movie. Like seriously, even in the final product, page 25 is ridiculously early and does not line up with the time at all. I really have to wonder if Scott changed the page numbers to hide this, or if this was like something from a different draft of the script, or man, who knows at this point. Anyway, around this same time, Mike meets Charlotte's dad, Henry, and gets a bit of an exposition dump, and then heads to the original pizzeria where he frees Vanessa.
Here's a writing sin that you want to avoid. Avoid exposition dumps. This pretty much ruins the pace of a movie or show.
She heads out to stop the animatronics as Mike basically plays the actual FNAF 2 video game IRL, and also somehow gets snuck up on by all of the animatronics like multiple times. They make such a big deal about how loud the footsteps of these things are, but they jump scare Mike right next to his face. It's classic horror movie logic at its finest. Anyway, after several scary scenes, the animatronics are all eventually shut down, but the puppet possesses Abby's body. But thankfully, Mike is able to free her with another music box he conveniently got from Henry. But then Michael shows up with the reactivated animatronics and reveals that he is, dun dun dun, Michael Afton, Vanessa's brother. So this right here is actually a pretty big deal because for the longest time we thought that Mike Schmidt and Michael Afton were the same character in the games. If this is Scott officially separating those characters, at least in this canon, that makes a lot of things make way more sense. But that is a discussion for another channel. I'm pretty sure Tom is going to be talking about that in a video over at our sister location Game Theory pretty soon, so go check that out. Either way, Michael wants to continue his father's work here, both in murder and in animatronics, which I suppose explains his plan here? It's a bit unclear, but it seems like Michael wanted to wake up Charlotte, or has been trying to, or something. Like, he says, "Welcome back, Charlotte," when she wakes up, but hasn't been successful in bringing her back himself.
Hope you're doing well.
Like, he seems shocked when Lisa actually manages to wake Charlotte up. But again, that's
okay. I think we're gonna be quickly moving on to, yeah, we're gonna quickly move on to Minecraft real quick, and we'll quickly, but yeah, we'll be quickly moving on to Minecraft. It'll be good. Also, where the fuck is the chat? Alright. Not long since. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been so far? Been good? Everything going well? Also, chat, I got... I just drank water, come on. Minecraft, yes. Also, chat, I got my movie tickets to see Iron Lung. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I won't spoil anything, but I will share my thoughts on it. I wonder if anyone in this chat also pretty much also got their tickets for Iron Lung as well. Alright, there we go. Alright. Hopefully I can just real quick. Launch. Okay. And let's do this. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Let's fucking go. Our one world challenge. Yay, Minecraft. Minecraft for the win. Alright, there we go. Hi. Hi.
Here's a good cow.
I am. Meow. Okay, what was I gonna do? I forgot what I was gonna... Ooh, yeah. I have sound alerts. And... strip mine base. Yeah, we're gonna get some materials at the very least. I got some good materials here. Oh wait, yeah, I wanted to make a nether portal. That's what I want to do. What do I have here? Alright. There's mini map. Alright. Here we go. Will you do a 100-day challenge? Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the one world challenge for me. One world challenge means is stick with the same world for the entire... basically for the entire duration of pretty much my existence. So this is like kind of like beyond a simple 100-day challenge. Where was it at? This is gonna be a simple beyond 100 days. It's pretty much how long can I keep this world going before I inevitably lose it somehow? Yes. I wanted to for like challenges within the challenge, as I want to create several things. All right, and switch over to my diamond pickaxe. Yeah, probably one of the things I want to create is like a farm den. Okay, I was a dumbass for that. Alright, come on. Yeah, I want to create like a farm den. First I want to like pretty much like do like create a nether portal first. To get some stuff from the nether. See here, so is yeah. Ooh. Two. Alright. Have you been to... And I've been to the end several times. And this is one challenge where I'm eventually gonna go to the end and fight the Ender Dragon. I want to like create like one of the things I want to do is like create like several redstone farms and I want to like create my own mob farm as well. Like, getting experience, stuff like that. I know which one I'm gonna do. I think it's gonna require a lot of blocks. Hey, do you ever hear about... Yeah, I heard the situation with Roblox. And honestly, I'm not surprised. At the same time, the FBI should be looking into the CEO of Roblox. And just in case he has some, basically if he, in case he has cheese pizza stuff on his devices. If he really doesn't care about children's safety that much, he must be doing something behind the scenes. I'm calling right now. He must be doing something behind the scenes. Let me create over here real quick. Okay, oh fuck. I need to fucking... Okay, oh, there we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna create a portal over here. Alright, portal has been created. Alright. I actually need to actually access it. Age verification is low key, so it is fucking it is horrendous. It is horrendous. There are cases where people have been misidentified as children, and there are cases where minors have been misidentified as adults. It is horrendous. Beyond horrendous, actually. Alright. Like, here's a piece of flint. Boop. Ooh. Okay. Just in case. I was playing Minecraft all day today. Yeah. That's what kind of are like. I guess I already like kind of did in a like official 100 Days Prior kind of thing, like on one of my old worlds back into like 2010 to 11. What did we do? Oh, just gonna go. No, let me do is grab a shit ton of blocks here and like ooh. Okay. Oh, that's steep. That's a steep drop. Ooh. Thank you, Luna Hellhound, for following. Welcome. Hope you're doing Hope you're doing well. Welcome to our Minecraft One World Challenge. Hope your day is going well. All right. Quickly fortifying our nether portal real quick. Good thing I got the golden. Sounds like you were choking in water. Yeah, I may have eaten a little too much pussy lately. You said I play hardcore? I played like hardcore twice in my life. And I very quickly realized hardcore is like not my thing. Let me go out, back out real quick. Okay. Just in case. But yeah, doing okay on, just, aw, it's okay. It's okay. Let's see here. Do you even see YouTube in a YouTuber called Dream? I know Dream. Let me make sure I create enough buttons here. Alright. There we go. Anyways, I'll take a bath. Okay, enjoy your bath. Enjoy your bath, let's see. I'll see you soon, or if not, enjoy your day, night, and time zone. Twitch. I just got verified here today. I'm nervous about doing a stream because I'm coming from Twitch. Yeah, I understand that. For me, what I'm doing is basically using stream elements as as a stream relay to just forward the stream from forward the Twitch stream to pretty much all of the platforms. Outside of what I do here, basically, I'm also on Blueheart, which I also stream there as well. But I also post like NSFW content only on there. Here, alright. We're fine. Let me make a... Okay. Another portal base. Alright. Oh no, 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 no. Alright, ooh. Oh. Explore this nether real quick. Okay. Approaching something. Alright. Yeah, getting some quartz here. Figure out how to like make some like observers and stuff like that. Oh, fuck. There we go. Holy shit. Aww. Alright, ain't got enough. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, almost fell there. All right. All right. Let's see here. If I click that. All right, slash. Oh boy. All right. He's at the always over there, all the way over there. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. Fuck you. Alright, alright. Come on, come on. Fuck you. Oh well, welcome back. Hey, Flower. How's your shower? All right. That's good. I had a good shower. Did you ever done the manhunt? I never really liked the manhunts. I always watch it. I always watched them when I was a kid. I never really considered doing a manhunt myself. Plus, I don't really have. I don't have much people. I don't have enough people I know to do a manhunt with. As much as I'd love to do one, I don't have any. Yeah. Okay, this should be over here. Do you have a? Yes, I do have Discord, and we do have a Discord server. Okay, so allowing to get on YouTube real quick. I also have a Discord link, linked in my YouTube list. Yeah. If you go to my channel, and go to my links list.
Here's a good cow.
I am. If you go to the links list, you'll see Discord server, pretty much being between Twitter and Blue Sky, but yeah, you'll see Discord server there. The Discord server link in the channel, in the like basically homepage of the channel. Oh, neck crack. What? Alright, I'm gonna have to do it real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. I was not gonna survive. Yeah. Okay. And then you do. Damn. Nothing. Alright. I died. Alright. Did I pick up anything? Can't tell. Can't tell. How long will this stream go for? I usually stream like by 5 hours. Oh shit. Jesus fucking Christ. That was unfortunate. But like today, since I want time to like get stuff done, I'm gonna be like ending stream like an hour early. Just yeah, run. Never anything has yet. Fight me, bitch! Fight me! Wait. Can I not parry with the fucking axe? I have to... I realized something about Minecraft. I cannot parry with an axe. I have to have a sword. Holy shit. I have to have an actual sword for this. Okay, I didn't know that I have to have a sword. Revenge on the... Yes, indeed. Revenge on the cast. We gotta make a sword. Where's the gas at? Damn it. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Oh shit. Okay, gotta find like some chests around here. Hey bitches! getting anything from that? Or is it just a phantom? Holy shit. Gas despawned. You're not getting a revenge now. Try and find a way to... Wait. You can make it there. Horse armor, gold. Diamond, nice. Don't need. Alright. I can treat dessert. Gold horse armor. More gold. Nether wart. Ooh. Alright. Ooh. Okay, we've got some ingots here. More gold. More gold, more ingots. Alright. Shield me. Drink for extending real quick. Oh, cool. Let's do fuck. Damn it. More horse armor, yes. What the fuck? A hatchable dragon. I think I forgot I have some mods on here. Alright, look through those. Alright. Alright. Do you have cat ears on? Yes I do. Yes I do. Cat ears on cat ears on. Let's see. Yeah. Also the female gender mod on.
Here's a good cow.
I am. Dual physics, yes. Alright, there we go. It's cat ears. Alright, alright. W key. Yes, it is a W key. It's cute that you have... Oh, yes. You can't use it for 5 minutes. What? Hold on. What? I don't understand. What do you mean? Red, what do you mean by that? I banned it for 5 minutes. Wardrobe. Outfits. Skins. Emotes. Cosmetics. Skins. Emotes. Oh, where the fuck is everything? Can I keep it back here? Hair? It's not hair. Ears. There we go. Okay. It was wonderful. Ban in-game action. Can't use. Okay. So that's going on. Okay, 5-minute timer is. Alright, 5-minute timer is up. And it's going on now. Alright, alright. If I can't use that, then. Oh, what is the fuck is the demon horns? Oh, that's cool. This is bunny ears. What is it? Elf ears? Yeah. Panda ears. Okay, so you banned these cat ears, but you haven't banned these cat ears. Is red your favorite color? Yes, red is my favorite color, as you can see on my avatar. On my model here. Too. Also red. You banned these cat ears, but you haven't banned these cat ears. So I'm still. You only banned the item that I had on me. So I can still use these cat ears. So, huh. Yeah, I still have cat ears. I still can use those cat ears. Can't use the ones that you banned now. Okay, fortress. Where are we gonna get? Oh yeah. I wonder if I could get some. shit.
I banned the W key as in game action. That means no move forward.
Oh. Damn it. Okay, so the remainder of time, it'll also be added on. So this is interesting. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Okay. So. Okay, here we go. I can still do this? Aha, I found a cheat code! I found a cheat code! Fuck you! Oh, that's a... Go and move backwards. Oh, almost. Oh, fuck. Fuck. No, F3, F5, damn it. Fuck you! Fucking hell. Gotta have this ready real quick. And... Really? That's the way it's done? That's fucking bullshit! That's fucking bullshit! That's bullshit in a fucking half! That's bullshit in a fucking half! That should not be my latest fucking death. Nah, fuck that shit. Alright. Cosmetics. Head. Hair. Yeah, you can have a cat ears back now. That waypoint, yeah, the waypoint hated me. The glasses like on the... Kinda like the deal with the glasses, but also nah. What the fuck? I'm looking at new stuff here. It should have. I got a lot of new stuff. I'm not gonna spend on that.
Here's a good cow.
I am. ugly sweater. We got an ugly sweater, yay! Also, I could probably use that for like stream stuff like that. Kind of knows no, it's kind of nice being noticed by you. I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you look up to me. I appreciate that. Also, I think it's kind of like what Markiplier says. Whether think it see him as a father figure, as a brother, or like as a friend. At the end of the day, after the end of the day, we're all human. I swear to God, I'm being spawn camped by these motherfuckers. Spawn camp this, bitch! Revenge! Got revenged. I got revenged. Also, and everyone here who's like follows on Twitch and subscribes on YouTube, they all become blitzies. You all are my blitzies, and I appreciate every single one of you. I realized that the only time he's talking, it's you in red. But hey, I appreciate everyone who joins, whether it's just only you or like a bunch of you. Was trapped in lurking. What do you mean trapped in lurking? What do you mean? What do you mean you're trapped? You definitely are not trapped. You can move. And those chains are giving you some movement. No, it can do. What do you mean, fame? What do you mean? I think I've been here before. Yep, I've been here. Hi. Hope your stream is going to goodbye this one. Thank you. Welcome. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I appreciate you joining the stream here. I'm just playing some. We're just doing our one world challenge here, trying to get some stuff. Where are the fucking? I know I had encountered some. Where are they at? My brain is not braining right now. My brain is not braining right now. Oh. Fuck you. time to draw Roblox. Oh no. What do you get from that? Alright. Another step away. I got a hatchable dragon egg. Bye.
Here's a good cow.
I am. Will you do Among Us again? I'm looking forward to doing Among Us. I usually like do Among Us like in like a collab for like a collab stream. Because I like talking. Not really like using the chat box, but I'm willing to use chat box if other people don't like want to talk. Like, yeah. I usually do like a few friends and stuff like that. If you find someone who's willing to like do like Among Us collabs, and I'm down for that. Where the fuck do I even put this? A hatchable like. What do we do with this? I want to ensure that we save or shoot my base. Alright. Alright. Will you play Among Us? Well, I will play Among Us. Yay! Probably will be able to do Among Us like on Thursday. Cause like there's about like 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna have to get some errands done. I mean, sure. Right, you want to go join Discord VC in my server too? I mean, yeah, I could go on my server VC and that. What's going on here? But yeah, I can go on my server VC if you want. There we go. Alright. If is live chat 1 and 2. Live chat 1 and 2 up and going, or blah 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 blah. Oh. Properties, what's going on with properties here? Like, yeah, if you join like a public PC, maybe over. Yeah. Alright. What the fuck is going? Did I move here? Is this working as well, or not working? Okay, the overlay VC is bugged out for some reason. I can luckily see what's going on. What the fuck is going on? Do you find things sometimes annoying? Eh, that's not what. I know, sure. Don't really care. Reactive. You know, whenever fucking Windows fucks something up or updates something, it always somehow breaks OBS. I don't understand why. Okay, I'm quickly gonna fix the VC chat overlay. This is not the one I'm used to using. Okay, I'm still trying to find it. I hate it when... Did OBS update in a way that... I hate the fact that I had to fix something that Windows decided to fuck up. Okay, come on, where the fuck? I'm gonna quickly set something up real quick. If I can. It's in fact make a quick fix. No, I don't really get... Okay, so... Because my ADHD, I don't really get sleepy in a typical sense. It's more of I pass out. I just pass out. Fuck all, piece of fucking shit. Alright, there we go. I hate the fact that I have to do emergency fixes live because either Windows fucks something up or OBS updates and ends up fucking something up. OpenGL. Overlay manager. Is this something like a... What the fuck is going on? I'm trying to find like the source I used this from. Properties. StreamKit. Oh yeah, it's StreamKit. I completely forgot. It is StreamKit. Server. Live 1. Okay. Properties. Hopefully this fixes it. Hopefully that fixed it. No. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Alright. Yeah, that fixed it. So, yeah, I'm suspecting that whatever Windows did or Windows OBS did, it broke Discord overlay. But hey, at least we got it fixed. Alright, now same thing for Hive. Alright. Boop. Properties. The fuck is going with Hive? No, just fucking coach. Just
抜いても平気。ちゃんとつながったよ。
okay. My tower just glitched out on me, but we're back. Okay, now it's fixed. Everything is fixed. Holy shit. But yeah, yeah, so far you can call me Brandy. You can call me Brandy. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, wait a minute. Is it, because I really haven't in my head, like, is Discord, like, is it overly broken, or? Yeah, there you go. Yep, but, yep, I got that fixed, thankfully. Alright, anywho. Okay, what's going on with sound now? Oh, real quick. Allow me to fucking... Windows! Can you fucking not for 1 fucking second? God damn!
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding.
Alright, fucking hell. I swear to fucking God, whenever I try to open a window for any app, Windows fucking freezes. Because Windows doesn't know what to fucking do for like 2 fucking seconds. Don't have that I do not have that problem on Linux. Why the fuck does Windows have that problem? God damn. Windows, you're a fucking piece of shit, you know that? I don't know what to do with this. Also, OBS, you have a fucking issue of breaking plugins whenever you fucking update. I noticed that with the latest update. What the fuck's going on? Okay, so we're going in there. Not sure what to do here. Oh. There's stuff in here. Yes, I know. I know. Alright, let me see if I can make something real quick over here. No, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, I was getting drinks from the phone. Okay, yeah. But yeah, as for your question, yeah, you may call me Brandy. Alright. Alright. Alright, okay. Here we go, here we go. Alright, here we go. Not sure to do that, but there's the egg there. If I had my cookies. Yeah. It's okay. Alright. Didn't really get any, like... VODs from, yeah. Yeah. But at least so far, it's got dragon egg and got some stuff from the nether. But yeah. But yeah. Anyways. And quit the title. Alright. But yeah, you're just chatting. And let me switch over the actual mouse to chatting. Just chat a little bit before I go. But yeah,
Here's a good cow.
I am. Ew. Just chatting. Whoa. Alright, there we go. Well, that's just chatting now. Alright, but yeah, as far as your... But yeah, I get frustrated at Windows for pretty much being a shit OS in the first place. But yeah, hey, anyone watching the stream, and I appreciate y'all watching the stream. It pretty much gives me, it pretty much helps me find a reason to pretty much keep streaming and keep making content for everyone. Also, I want to like improve my streams to like be more and get more variety in my gaming scene, but like I also want to improve like as like a content creator overall and improve as an artist. Yeah, I enjoy gaming, enjoy drawing, I enjoy chatting with everyone here, and I hope to like make pretty much make streaming more chill, more like a better like a safe place, is like a safe haven for everyone here. And y'all are my blitzies, and I appreciate everyone very much. Yay. And sometimes, as much as like I want to like be like full-time Linux user, unfortunately plugins are not supported on Linux as much. So like even like major plugins that I use, the major plugins, I think that like the well-known plugins are Linux compatible. Like the niche ones, the very niche ones that I found useful are only available on Windows. So I'm pretty much stuck with Windows until I somehow find like a good coding course that keeps me engaged in coding for like for the long term. And two, just pretty much want to make everything better for everyone. And I do have have a few plans for upcoming Christmas, like a scene that I'm making and a Christmas outfit I'm making as well. So chat, look forward to that. I'll be very happy to show everyone. And this I mean I'm gonna be ending the stream soon, but not now. I'm gonna be just chatting a bit. Just chatting a bit here. But yeah, as for like chat, feel free chat blitzies. Feel free to like make suggestions on what you think you want to see for streams, and I'll consider it. Don't worry. But yeah, I want to chat for a bit. It's just to chillax. But yeah, I've been thinking of like making a 2D, like challenging myself to make a 2D model, because I read a brief course on making like a 2D model. Yeah, it's pretty much in short is basically several PNG layers stacked on top of each other and rigged in a way that looks like movement. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm really happy to like give people a safe space to talk, chill, and just have fun. And I like to pretty much have fun, tease chat a little, and I'm okay with chat teasing me a little bit. And to keep things interesting. And an obligatory love you blitzies, love you blitzies. Yeah. I also like read a little bit on like how to like add props to like the 3D model, so I'm like focusing on that, see what I can do, and port over some of the assets I have on my phone too. You see, like yeah. Everyone's cute. Everyone's cutie patootie here. Everyone's a cute blitzy. Oh, yeah, maybe two. Yeah, yeah. Everyone's a cutie patootie. Everyone's a cutie patootie here. Oh yeah. How do you put a 3D character? Okay, so for me, I use VRoid. I'm also experimenting with Blender to see what what improvements I can do with my model. So kind of like also using a combination of VRoid, Blender, and Unity, and see what I can do for my models. Well, I'm not really an expert. I'm still a beginner with both Blender and Unity, still figuring things out. But when time comes, when I get my skills up, I'll be able to like make models on the fly or make modifications to my models. Everyone's cute. Everyone's cute. But yeah, I also like have like a PNG model I use for like my art streams. I do my art streams Friday and Saturday. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Um.
Here's a good cow.
I am. But yeah, I'm gonna be. I think we're gonna do like. My dick fell off. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, indeed. Salads. Those sounds need to be bigger. There we go. Sound is now bigger. I hope. I'm going to run a little test real quick. Sound alerts. But yeah. Also, I agree. Alright. Alright, there's the red. Fuck. My brain can't even. Why did my brain see? Why did my brain see that? No. Sound Help Center. Dashboard. Log in Twitch. Dashboard of sound alerts. But yeah. And then you did let. My alerts. And test this real quick. Okay, I have to make it that big. Holy shit. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's kind of ridiculous, but... Okay. Okay. Can I find? Thank you. There we go. There we go. Wait. I never headed. Exactly. Wait. Hi, Rye. My brain is tired and I need to get stuff done today. Boop, 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 boop. Anywho, again, for enough to stream. Let's see. Startup Flower, welcome to the streams, and glad to have you here. Feel free to join at any time if you want. I usually stream Thursdays through Sundays. Thursday and Sunday are my Friday streams, while Friday and Saturday are my art streams. And happy to have you here. And I say you're an honorary new Blitzy. You're an honorary new Blitzy. Anywho, that being said, I'm probably gonna, yeah, I need to get stuff done. I need to get errands done. And after that, I'm gonna be like making dinner and chilling out. Thank you. Thank you. What? You're the fucking... Oh my god, you fucking rickrolled me! Wow! Wow, meanie! You're... Wow! Yes, you can send like short videos that's under a minute in my sound alerts, as you can see there. Thank you for that. Thank you for rickrolling me. Because with that being said, I gotta get my errands done and make dinner afterwards. I'm gonna get you back for that. Also, I give you hugs. What? That being said, okay, get going, Blitzies. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, evening, night time zone. And that being said, okay, get going, Blitzies. Bye bye, matinee.